Welcome to Word Processing 1 using Word 2010. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about when you create a document. The default is for something called normal, and when you go into normal, the default is for a Calibri for the typeface and 11 for the point size. Calibri is a sans serif font, which means it doesn't have any little feet on the letters. It's better if you use something that has the little feet because they connect the letters together. And the best ones to use for that are Times New Roman or Cambrian. And also, usually what you find in an office is 12 point instead of 11 point. So I'm going to show you how to change that before we're done. Okay, I'm going to show you what happens when you stay with the default for normal. Okay, if you were typing a letter and you were typing an inside address, for example, and you hit enter, it's going to take you more than what you typically would see, because when you enter, when you go into paragraph, you're going to see that the default after you hit enter is for 10 points of blank space. Okay, also notice that the line spacing is multiple. So this is kind of an unusual paragraph setting for what you find in business. One way you can get around this would be to hold the shift key down and then enter, and that's going to give you what you would typically use. So if you did this 1, 2, 3 Easy Street, and again if you hold your shift key down and hit enter and say Olympia, Washington 98512, and then you were going to put like Dear Mr. Jones, you're going to only have to enter one time and you're going to get that extra blank line. So Dear Mr. Jones, and then you would hit enter once to start typing your first paragraph. And if you were done, you would hit enter once and type the Sincerely Yours, and then enter twice, which is going to give you the look of 3 blank lines, and type your name. Okay? If I turn on show hide, when you hit the enter key, do you see how it puts in this paragraph mark? Up here we went shift enter, and so that was making it return, but it was giving you no blanks between the lines. And also, I'm going to increase the zoom here. Do you notice how the I has no little feet on it? The M's have no little feet. I'm going to do this, basically the same thing, but I'm going to change it to no spacing and make it a serif font 12 point. So I'm going to hold my control key down and tap the letter N for new, and that takes me to a new document. Now it says document 2. So if I'm going to change the typeface and the point size and also the style to no spacing, I need to choose no spacing first, because if I don't, for example, if I go up here and choose Times New Roman 12, and then I go over here and choose no spacing, do you see how it goes back to the default? Okay, so I'm just going to hit undo to make it go back to how it was originally. And now I'm going to, instead of changing here and here first, I'm going to no spacing. When I go into no spacing, it makes the space before and after a paragraph 0 points, and it makes the line spacing single. That's what's happening. Okay, so let's change this back to Times New Roman, and 12 point. And let's type similar documents. So Mr. John Jones. And I don't have to go shift enter this time. I can just hit the enter key and notice that there's no blank space there. Again, just hit enter. Again, this is happening because I'm in a no spacing style. Now, if I want to type a salutation, I'm going to go ahead and enter twice to get that same look. I'm going to say, Dear Mr. Jones, colon. Enter, enter. Now before I only had to enter once because I had 10 points every time I hit enter. Now it's 0 points. And the reason I'm seeing my paragraph marks is up here, this is show hide. I can toggle this on and off. If I go ahead now and say, this is my first paragraph, and let's say that's all I want to type. Now instead of hitting enter once, I'm going to have to hit enter twice to get the appearance of one blank line. And I'm going to have to enter 4 times, where before I only had to enter twice. And it'll give me the same appearance. Now I'm going to increase this even a little bigger here just so you can see that as you look at the I this time, or I'll make it even a little bigger, notice that these letters have little feet on them. So the I has a line across the bottom. You see how the M has little lines here? Okay. If I go back and look in my first document, and which I'm in right now, document 1, and if you look at the M in Mr., see how there are no little feet on the bottom of it? Notice that the M doesn't have anything. It's just a very sharp letter. Now, it makes it easier to read when a person uses a serif font, and it ties the letters together as you would see in script or in handwritten material. So again, normally if you make a new document from scratch, I would just go ahead before you do anything else and go into no spacing, make it Times New Roman or Cambria 12, and then you can start typing. And this concludes this demonstration.